Alrighty then, now this is a team battle a lot of people have been waiting for. They've been wanting my opinions. There's one on Maokai, and what better way to show it than in a diamond game. Whee! So, my runes and masteries. Runes, attack speed red, armor yellow, 6 cooldown reduction blue. The rest are magic resistance, scaling per level, and movement speed quints. My masteries are 6 in offense, taking the cooldown reduction, the magic increasing thingy, and the damage boost. 21 in defense, and 3 in movement speed for utility. So here I figure Jarvan wants to invade me, because he started off red, so I threw a little sapling and found him. And now, though, he actually did the smart thing of going around with his EQ, and surprisingly me, I can't fight him because he's got a red buff and he'll just beat me to death, and I failed my smite. So he manages to steal my red. And then Yasuo jumps me as well and pretty much kills me. So that's 1 death for me and the first blood for Yasuo, and that's a bad thing. Then Ziggs sort of just face checks that and gets himself killed, though Yasuo dies in return as well. So we're off to a bad start. And that's kind of one thing I mentioned about Quill Armor not really helping you. Quill Code, Quill, whatever you want to call it. You don't actually get it till you actually go home. So you're vulnerable as shit. It doesn't even help you against invasions or whatever. But either way, it doesn't matter. Read the article I have on Random Gaming about it if you want my opinions on Quill Code. So right now we warned the Ziggs that Jarvan was coming top because he just ganked bottom and Ziggs got jumped. Fortunately, he did not die, but Jarvan and Yasuo are just gonna hang out here and trying to get a kill on the Ziggs. However, I hang around too and obviously beat up Yasuo for a little bit, but still, 2 guys at low health and sort of that showdown to see who ends up being the one to get the kill. Yasuo's able to sustain himself with a lifesteal, and Ziggs obviously is able to keep his distance. Jarvan is just hanging around the corner, and I'm just hanging around, waiting for something to happen. As soon as I back away, the Yasuo goes in for the kill, and I just turn around and snare him and kill him. So we get a second kill on the enemy team. That was just kind of a dumb thing for the Yasuo. He actually raged at me in all chat. Baron Replays doesn't have all chat for whatever reason. He was like, "Why don't you leave?" Well, as soon as your Jarvan teammate leaves, I would leave. So they catch the Malphite in between Ryze and Jarvan, and then in comes Yasuo, would have killed them anyway. So Malphite's doomed, and I know they're going to want this blue, so I sort of wait around here to try to defend it. Though Jarvan obviously wants to smite steal it, so instead of handing it over to Ziggs or risking it being stolen, I keep it for myself. So that's one tip I can offer you guys. If you feel the buff you're trying to hand over to a teammate, it's about to get stolen, steal it yourself. Smite steal it, smite secure it. It's better for it to go to somebody in your team than for it to go into the enemy team. So I waltz up to top lane. It's easy to gank this Ryze. Ryze is a very immobile champion, so he's always been classically a champion you'd want to kill as anyone with crowd control. Like anyone, like he doesn't have mobility aside from his ultimate, I guess. Let's just go in there, stun him, kill him. Easy peasy kill. My bottom lane teammates are begging me to come help them because they're getting rocked by their opponents. However, Jarvan is invading me and I gotta stop him. Ziggs positioned himself so poorly and he got jumped and absolutely annihilated by Yasuo and Jarvan. However, Yasuo's E put him on the wrong side of the wall. Now, between these 2 guys, they can definitely kill me. So I'm going to have to try to stay away from the Yasuo until my W and Q are off cooldown. But as soon as they're off cooldown, I jump back on him. Lucian comes in and helps me kill him. And then we chase after Jarvan. I don't have mana to use my W, so I flashed forward and used my Q and kept him pinned down. And we got him killed. So in a way, this does help bottom lane a lot. Because now he has red buff, he has some experience in gold. And he's able to fight back the bottom lane. So I indirectly sort of helped him out. And the good thing the Lucian came in and helped me out as well right there. That was a good play. The Ziggs at this point is actually raging, saying he doesn't want to help me anymore. You picked the Maokai. You deal with being invaded. I'm like, what the hell? It's a team effort. Doesn't matter. I still have to give him blue anyways, or else he'd bitch more. So right now, my team has a slight lead. Very slight. And surprisingly, though, my Malphite isn't completely getting owned as much as I thought, because, my Ryze versus Malphite, I thought it would just go definitely in Ryze's advantage. The Ziggs and Yasuo, they keep killing each other. Bottom lane, it's in the enemy team's favor, at least in terms of trading and stuff, but they are actually playing this right. Here goes Yasuo getting himself trapped in between 3 people, and of course he has no chance of escaping. I used my Q to secure the kill because I just didn't want a chance for him to flash away or do some bullshit with his E and escape. Here I give blue to Ziggs because I kind of have to. So anyways, a lot of people have been asking, hey, is Maokai good or viable now? The thing is, Quill Code didn't make him viable or anything, sort of the changes that Riot did. I know the snare on his W is so, like, short range now, in lieu for the damage it has, but the E is sort of the same thing, as doing the same thing as Skarner. If, well actually here, like, this is kind of funny. They didn't have a ward there, so it just kind of waited, and then Jarvan came in trying to do a blink gank, trying to be all smooth killer kind of thing, trying to avoid the wards, but it ended up just, you know, jumping right into a bad situation and getting 2 of them killed. So that's kind of a really good thing for us, but anyways, I was saying, Maokai's W losing its range, but getting a slow on his E is similar to the whole Skarner thing. Without the stun on Skarner's passive, Skarner's E would be complete garbage. But with the stun on it, it becomes really strong and really useful. Or at least just useful, not overtly strong. It becomes usable. Same thing with Maokai here. Yeah, the snare losing a lot of range was, you know, a kind of a kick in the nuts for him. But his E gaining a slow on it, and a very usable slow, it makes it manageable, makes it good. So overall, it wasn't really that big of a nerf. It was a shift in power from his W to his E, and his E gained damage, which is a good thing. And his, of course, his Q lost some slowing power, but who cares? It's already a strong ability anyways and spammable. And his ultimate, of course, got changed around. It's debatable as to whether or not it's better now or better before. It's definitely more usable for damage purposes, of course. But, you know, it used to have a cool function where you could put it in front of your tower and they wouldn't dare fight in front of it or push any longer, and you just, you know, clear a wave or whatever. And, you know, you could do it for zone control. But now you can use it to burst somebody down or to actually, you know, protect your teammates or whatever. So I would actually say this current iteration right now where it follows him is much better than the old one, just because it's far more usable and the situations you'd want it are more common. So Maokai's buff was definitely a huge thing. Like I don't think it made him, you know, overtly viable, because, you know, some jungle aggressive tanks just like Lee Sin, I mean not tanks but fighters like Lee Sin and Elise are still really stupidly strong. But it definitely made him be able to deal with him better, or at least transition better than he used to. So he's definitely more usable and less risky now. I just don't think he's overpowered. He can snowball, like he can become an unkillable machine and fucking annoying with his Q, but I don't think he becomes like a, you know, a mass killer or a complete game dominator like Lee Sin would. So good buff for him. I like it. Anyways, right there, we did dominate bottom lane, and then we kind of pushed a little much longer than we should have, and we paid for that. As to why I bought Locket, they have a lot of AoE damage, a lot of magic damage too. They have a lot of damage in general, but their magic, at least I can reduce that. Plus, getting cooldown reduction in health all in one item is a good thing. Here I went for Dragon, while the rest of my team chased Yasuo, and while they killed Yasuo, they got Dragon, and we died. And then Ziggs died too. So it was a bad trade-off for us. My team probably should have just gone for Dragon. Or in fact, I probably shouldn't have done anything at all there. I should have probably just gotten Yasuo and walked away and let them have Dragon. Either way, the enemy team, while very strong, I don't actually think they have as strong a team fight as we do. We have the initiation, we have the power to grab their cogball and annihilate them. And then the rest of them will just nullify their damage. One thing I really love about Maokai, and that's always been a factor, even prior to this change, is that he's actually pretty damn strong against magic dealers and AoE dealers. Because, you know, they're very bursty, and his ultimate is, I mean, they're very bursty, and they rely on their cooldowns, but Maokai's ultimate is just like, boom, cast it down, soak up all that damage, and if they couldn't kill them, you know, if they couldn't kill their targets within a rotation of their abilities, they're kind of in trouble. And at least Maokai's ultimate will do that. Here, look, I don't understand why the fuck they initiated on me. That was probably one of the dumbest things they could have done. However, one of the dumber things I just did in this fight is I didn't protect my Lucian. I beeline for Yasuo, and then I tried to get the Kog'Maw. I probably should have protected Lucian, but the fight ultimately still turns out favorable for us. But yeah, that was kind of a mistake on my part. I should have, after, you know, getting initiated on and killing the first people, I should have changed my focus and gone straight for the Jarvan. So that was just bad teamwork for me, and it's still, again, turned out well for us, but I probably should, it would have been much better if I kept the Lucian alive. Nonetheless, I was saying, my team comp is pretty interesting. The Malphite isn't really that useful, but he can help kill the Kog'Maw a lot, so there's that at least. He was the last pick for our team. The Lulu's a fucking amazing pick for this, because I can initiate and so can the Malphite, and then we pop the Lulu ultimate, and we're just slowing everybody and keeping their low mobility champions out. And yeah, Yasuo and Jarvan technically have high mobility, but the rest of them don't. Yasuo goes in, he'll get killed. Jarvan goes in, he won't do anything. Or he'll just get bounced around. And the Jarvan, yeah, he's kind of building tanky, so his damage is going to start scaling off, so they're not going to be able to kill off the important characters. Like here, like, I'm at really low health, but they're failing to do any considerable damage to me, because, you know, I have magic resistance, and the Jarvan doesn't really have any damage. They kill the Lucian, though, and then we kind of chase after these guys. And then the Yasuo shows up and kind of turns everything on its head and ends up killing the Lulu. So there's that kind of bad thing right there. I run for my life. Ryze teleports in and doesn't accomplish much, but you really can't blame him. He really tried. But still, the game is very even. The goal lead is slightly on their favor, but of course we couldn't tell that in game, so we didn't know any better. Still, the Zig is pissed off as shit. And again, they kind of engage haphazardly. They're split up here. The Kog'Maw is attacking me, so most of his damage is being put to waste. He also jumps in and got himself killed. And I'm sort of just distracting the Kog'Maw. Like, I can't really deal much damage to the Kog'Maw. I could control him. And as soon as my Malphite arrived, like, we controlled the Kog'Maw and got him killed. Beautiful ultimate by the Malphite there. Fucking annihilated the Kog'Maw. After that, we're able to push 2 towers, because the Malphite's going to tank the next one. And we're going to get ourselves an inhibitor. So now we've definitely caught up to them, and we can say we have the advantage because we have an exposed inhibitor. Well, a dead inhibitor on their side. So far, this is good teamwork. Our bait the Ziggs is ridiculously mad at us for no apparent reason. Here, I actually had a bad initiate. I got my W on a minion, but I still followed it up with a good Q. Here, I flash, grab Kog'Maw, use my Randuins. I die, but Kog'Maw gets killed. The Sapperling kills him, though. It's kind of funny. Lucian goes in, kills the Morgana, and we'd have a definite advantage on the enemy team right now. However, my teammates, like, just turret dive and tank too many towers and eat a lot of free damage, and they pretty much get annihilated. So that's, like, a really, really bad dive from my team. I go around, you know, buy myself the ward thing and start clearing everything. Yeah, one thing I hope people noticed, like, if you rewind it, the first complete item I bought was Boots of Mobility. I did not finish Spirit of the Ancient Golem even though I could. I needed the mobility because my teammates in all lanes were in dire need of my presence, so I constantly had to walk around and I needed the movement speed. Right now Ziggs is like, do Baron, do Baron, do Baron, but I'm like, no, we need to engage. My team is all around engaging. So I go right for the goose. I go right for the team comp. I mean, the team fighting. Malphite is smart enough to follow me in, and we just get Jarvan and Morgana killed. And with them killed, we're able to push mid and get the inhibitor that's about to respawn. Keep in mind, my team comp is that kind of engage comp. If we get engaged on, we will certainly lose. Our Lucian dies, our damage goes to hell. Our Ziggs dies, so our damage and AoE power goes to hell as well. So this Ziggs wanting just to do, like, Baron is asking to die because the enemy team will fucking trap us and murder us. Here we catch a Ryze. I pop his Banshees with my Sapperling, go in right on him, and we just fucking annihilate him. After this, notice all the pings that go out by the Ziggs. He's gonna be asking, do Baron, do Baron, do Baron. I'm like, no. Our team is full about fighting. We can't risk them stealing it. We can't risk them doing anything stupid to us, so we must push. We have the power. Like, if they get in a bad position, Malphite and me go in, we'll kill the Kog'Maw. If they engage on us, we'll kill whoever engages on us. So we push for the tower, dealing some of it, and watch what the Yasuo does. And the Jarvan does. They actually, Morgana initiates first, actually, then the Jarvan follows through. We're going to try to follow through. I think he does. No, Malphite follows through, then Jarvan follows through, and Yasuo does too. They don't have enough damage to kill us. They're like the least damaging of the enemy team. Kog'Maw is who they needed to protect, but he got focused on by the Malphite, and the Jarvan and Yasuo were pretty much left alone and got killed. We lost the Lulu, but they lost 3 of their members, and we got this tower. Unfortunately, my teammates are not really focusing on the Nexus like I am. I'm just attacking as fast as I can. Kill it, kill it, kill it. Yasuo Lucian uses his ultimate, and instead of attacking the Nexus, and it survives with a sliver of health. Fortunately, these minions are bros. Look at this one. I'm actually going to zoom in on one of the minions. He's been dealing damage from like the get-go. As soon as the enemy minion dies, he's just wailing on that Nexus. Just bam, bam. So, of course, the minions end up taking the Nexus, and it's going to be a game for us. So, cheer for the minions. Hooray them. Hooray for Maokai. This was a great game in my opinion. It was very even throughout the whole thing. So if you liked the video, give it a like and read this description for the question of the day. Hooray for Maokai.